soldier. So you mean to tell me that he fails to show up to the dignified transfer of 4 fallen U.S. Army soldiers from Lithuania? He went to play golf instead at his Mar-a-Lago, hosting the Saudis. He has disparaged Gold Star family members, Captain Khan for one. Captain Khan was unalived in 2006 in Iraq, and this man right here disparaged the family because they were Muslim. He disparaged John McCain's service because he was a POW and said that he doesn't like his soldiers captured. So, you mean to tell me that he wants to have a 4-mile military parade for his 79th birthday? So Trump is planning or making plans for a military parade in Washington, D.C. on his 79th birthday. The day of his birthday is also the day that the U.S. Army celebrates their 250th anniversary. He wants the military to march around 4 miles from the Pentagon in Arlington County, Virginia, to the White House. Now, we all remember in 2018, during his first presidency, he wanted to pull this same shit. He wanted to have all of our nuclear arsenal as well as our tanks displayed going down Washington. If it weren't for General Milley, if it weren't for Mad Dog Mattis or General Kelly pushing back on that idea, he would have gotten away with it. And imagine all of those Abrams tanks going down the streets of D.C., just ripping them all apart. Now, he's going around gutting the whole entire federal government, having Elon Musk purge our federal government, claiming that there's overspending. But see, when he wanted to have this parade initially back in 2018, it would have cost $92 million. So there's money for him to attend Super Bowls. There's money for him to be able to go and attend NASCAR. There's money for him to be able to travel back and forth and also fund Elon's little trips back and forth with his family, maybe his 14 kids. But there's no money for the Department of Veterans Affairs.
So what say you? What say you? Now, I know I'm just gonna be 58, and I want somebody to tell me. But in my almost 58 years of life, I can't remember ever a president ordering a military parade in honor of their birthday. Tanks and I ain't never. Now, again, if I'm wrong, hey, I ain't got no problem, but I can't never. Now, interestingly, and I don't recall ever seeing any in, documentaries, but what I have seen, I've seen parades in, I think, North Korea. I think I've seen parades in Russia to honor the president. Now, I can't remember if I've ever seen it in China, but I know, and I've seen some others in Europe, but I ain't never seen it here. And as she indicated, in 2018, $92 million to do it. Everything is more expensive now, so that means if that happens, it'll be more. Okay? And y'all stupid A individuals still on the train. Wait, there's more.
Because what's going to happen to this? Then what I'll do is I'll wait for a more progressive administration, and more importantly, I'll wait for bad times. When bad times come, then I'll get whatever I want.
And if that happens, I'll bet he will.
R.I.P. Barbara Walters. Now, that clip had to be in maybe the 80s or the 90s. And one thing, there's a school of thought that by the time you are 6 or 7, your personality and the things that your personality is pretty much formed. And I believe that because from all accounts, from my family and people who knew me growing up, I'm the same person I always was. Impulsive, leap before I look, talk too much, very stubborn, opinionated, taking charge of stuff. And my moral, very empathetic, compassionate, giving. I'm the same person. He's the same person. All about him. Getting what he wants. So keep that in mind, folk. It ain't about us, it's about him. Because with everything that's going on, folks losing their jobs, delays in service, he getting wealthier and wealthier. Not thinking about the troops. Okay, again, not even gonna the handover, the distinguished handover. It's about him on that golf course. And of course, there's some idiots who gonna justify X, Y, and Z. Well, what about Biden? And what about? I'm not talking about them. And peep game. Trust and believe. When I voted for Biden and Vice President Harris, I was disappointed on a regular. And I voiced it. Because see, it's not about who you vote for. It's about recognizing when they're fumbling, when they're making poor decisions that you don't think is benefiting us. Okay? That's what you're able to do when you are really objective. It's not about Democrat or Republican. It's about recognizing when the people that we have voted for are not making the best decisions in the interest of us and the impact therein. So again, that parade he wanted to have in 2018 was 92 million. So it's going to be more should it happen. And again, well, you're going to say, well, that is, really, that's not about his birthday. It just so happens his birthday is on the day of the 250th anniversary of the Army, when he's shown us what he thinks about our military. So don't give me that bull crap. Try again. Those are my thoughts. What are yours? Take that with you.